There's something about routine that makes you feel safe. You see the same faces, hear the same sounds, clock in, clock out. But sometimes, something slips through. Something that doesn't belong in your routine. Something that pretends to be normal until it looks you dead in the eyes and tells you, "This is where I died." I thought I was going insane until the man who walked in after her tried to relive the murder. My name's Kyle. I was 22 when this happened, living in a small town in Oregon, working the graveyard shift at Rosewood Diner, the kind of place with flickering lights, a humming soda machine, and booths that haven't been reupholstered since the 90s. It was boring, mostly quiet, until she started showing up. It was the second week of October when I noticed her. She walked in at exactly 1:13 a.m., not a minute earlier, not a minute later. She was young, maybe 17, pale, long black hair, gray hoodie, torn jeans. She didn't order. She didn't speak. She just walked straight to booth number 9, sat down, stared at the window, and stayed there for exactly 27 minutes every night. The first few times I assumed she was homeless or running from something, but something about her didn't make sense. She didn't blink, she didn't move, and I swear to you, every night when she left, the temperature in the diner went up, like some invisible pressure had just lifted. One night, I decided to approach her. I poured a cup of coffee and brought it over. She didn't look at me, didn't blink, didn't breathe. I asked her name. She turned to me slowly, like it hurt to move. Her voice was barely a whisper. "You shouldn't sit here." When I asked why, her eyes darkened, and she leaned in. "Because this is where I died." Every hair on my body stood up. She said nothing else, just sat back and resumed staring at the window. The next night, I searched for missing person reports. There it was. Emily Ward, age 17, vanished October 14, 2 years ago. Last seen, Rosewood Diner. I felt like the air had been sucked out of my lungs. But what really shattered me was the photo. It was her, the same gray hoodie, the same dead stare. But in the picture, she was smiling, full of life, the exact opposite of what sat in booth number 9 every night. The next shift, I waited for her like usual. At 1:13 a.m., she came in, but this time, she didn't go to the booth. She walked straight up to me, slowly, like something was dragging her back. She looked exhausted, scared. Her lips trembled as she spoke. "He's coming back tonight." Before I could ask who, the bell above the door jingled. A man walked in, mid-40s, patchy beard, greasy ball cap pulled low, blue flannel jacket with a hole near the elbow. He didn't say a word. He walked past me, looked directly at booth number 9, and sat down, in the exact same posture Emily used, elbows on the table, fingers tapping, eyes staring at the window. I turned to Emily, but she was gone. I called the cops. When they arrived, they approached the man calmly, asked him a few questions. He refused to speak, but when they searched him, they found a small leather-bound notebook. What was inside made one of the officers leave to throw up. Pages filled with drawings, dozens of them, all of Emily. Each one showed her sitting in the booth, the same expression on her face. Some were drawn from behind, as if he'd been sitting there watching her. One drawing was of her bleeding out on the floor. They arrested him that night. Turns out he'd been a drifter. No address, no job. He had been following Emily for weeks before she vanished. They never found her body, but with the evidence and his confession, he was locked away for life. After that night, Emily never came back, but something still feels off. The booth sits empty now, even when the place is full. Nobody sits in booth number 9. Some nights, around 1:13 a.m., the window by that booth fogs up from the inside. And once, just once, I swear I saw the words written in the fog. "Thank you. I don't work there anymore. I moved 3 towns over, but I still think about her sometimes. What would have happened if I hadn't asked her name, if I hadn't listened?" And I wonder, how many ghosts are trapped in places like that, waiting, hoping someone will finally see them? If you enjoyed this chilling tale, make sure to subscribe to Dark Demon Tales for more terrifying true-style horror stories every week. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the bell icon, because the next story might be about you.